everyone, this is Dr. Ilyas from the Department of Education, Hazara University, Mansoura. Today we are going to discuss the importance of critical thinking for students. As you know, in my previous posts, I discussed the meaning of critical thinking, the qualities of critical thinkers, and the difference between critical thinking and general thinking. Now, this post is aimed at highlighting the importance of critical thinking for students. The question is, why is it important that students should learn critical thinking? So, my response to this is that the development of critical thinking may help students in the following ways. 1. Students may become better learners. So, critical thinking may help students become more attentive to detail, take more interest, and become more focused. These are the things that are highly useful in becoming better learners, and so that's why critical thinking is important. Secondly, active engagement in the class is maybe one of the results of critical thinking. So critical thinking on the part of students may result in their more active involvement in classroom instruction and activities. This active involvement often results in a more active and productive learning process. Then the next important thing is that students who are capable of critical thinking may question the teacher's stance on certain things. So, as critical thinkers, students may not take everything coming from the teacher on its face value. They may listen to the teacher with a more critical ear and see what the teacher does with a more critical eye. This is something very important in the process of clarifying concepts and developing analytical skills of students. The next importance of this skill is because students will also not take for granted whatever is there in their textbook contents and learning material. Instead, they will question those things. So, in many instances, students who think uncritically take everything written in the textbooks or other course material as something essentially true. As critical thinkers, on the other hand, students may look at particular curricular material in the textbooks or other curricular material in a more skeptical way and more critical way. This may save them from becoming indoctrinated and prone to possible instances of prejudice or untruths in the curriculum. This is especially the case with students at the university, the higher education level. Then the next thing that is quite important is that students who can think critically may become more independent learners. So critical thinking may help students in becoming independent as learners. Students as critical thinkers are often less prone to become dependent on their teachers. As we see in our education system, most, or I would say many of the students become dependent on their teachers for resolving their problems and issues. So students as critical thinkers may become used to using their own brains to solve their problems and may need minimal guidance from the teachers. Then the next thing, which is very important, is that students as critical thinkers actually may become lifelong learners. In many cases, learning stops after the classroom or after the school or after the award of the degree or the certificate. But as critical thinkers, students are likely to attain the ability to become lifelong learners. This is mainly because once they are trained as critical thinkers in educational institutions, it is relatively easier for them to put that ability to use in their practical life to keep learning and to solve their daily problems. And this is quite important. The next thing is that that makes critical thinking or the inculcation of critical thinking among students important is that critical thinking actually helps students become open-minded. And so they are more likely to be open to more possibilities, to be more accepting of others' points of view, to relinquish their positions and to accept or challenge others' point of view based on evidence or counter evidence. So they are often more so open to gray areas instead of looking at things through a black or white lens. And once more, this is quite important in our life to be flexible, to be open-minded, and to be open to new possibilities. The next very important quality that critical thinking may inculcate among students is that they become more humble. Humility is often an outcome of critical thinking. And what is humility? Humility actually is that such thinkers may not just look at others' view critically, but also at their own views. They may not think that they are always right. This is likely to make them more humble and open to correction and change. And again, in many cases, many people actually lack this kind of intellectual humility where they are open to change their ideas and their views in the face of evidence. And then the last thing is that, which is like one of very big problems in our educational institutions, is that many students resort to rote learning, or learning by heart, or learning without understanding, memorizing things without understanding. But if they become critical thinkers, students are less likely to learn things by rote, and instead they may try to understand things and then to write those in their own words. This may lead to real learning of the concepts, which is what should be expected of the educational process. And so, in conclusion, I may say that what I have presented here may just be a fraction of the benefits that could be associated with the development of critical thinking among students. This presentation, however, highlights that the development of critical thinking is highly important for students in making them independent in their thoughts and actions, which is an important aim of education. Or so do I think. Many thanks for watching this, and as usual, if you have any questions or any comments related to this, please feel free to give your questions and comments in the comment section. Thank you for your time. Take care.